A ghost child in the kitchen? Shane arguing with an opera singer? Shane arguing with a psychic? Grab a snack and help us unpack all that and more. It's time for
Ghost Files Debrief. That's right.
Thank you for joining us. My name's Ryan Bergara, and that thing over there is my partner, Shane Madej. Shane?
Ghost Files Debrief, that's right. Each week we turn to you to answer your burning questions. If you're watching this on YouTube, we recorded this 1 month ago, live on Watcher TV. But we're here with you now, live, and with you a month later on YouTube. This is very exciting, Ryan.
That's right.
Currently, we're in sort of an intermediate phantom zone that's occupied by this wonderful little couch. It's great to sit next to you on this beautiful couch and talk about ghosts with you.
We're in Matt Rial's apartment.
Yes, right. That's right. Next week, or 2 weeks from now,
we will be on our brand new set.
Yes.
Not set, an investigative room.
So we also got sent this anonymous file. Just had a mini DV inside of it labeled Shelby Oaks.
What was that?
No return address, it's just this.
It could be a prank.
Yeah. Could be our next big case.
Wouldn't be the first.
What the You see that, right? You see that? That mannequin just moved. Look.
Huh?
Holy shit.
Do it again.
I've been searching for Riley for the last 12 years.
We should let the police take care of it.
They already gave up on her. I know. My sister's not dead.
Watch Shelby Oaks in theaters October 24th. Visit whathappenedtoRileyBrennan.com for more information about the Shelby Oaks case.
We're here to talk about the Heritage Square Museum.
In Los Angeles.
And that's what it's called?
That's right.
Okay, I got that right.
You had it right until you asked, is that what it's called?
I just wanted to make sure.
In Los Angeles, California, Tinseltown, baby, our hometown. Mm-hmm. And also, a little roll call here. We're going to put up a poll shortly here to ask whether or not you are a Shaniac.
Or a Bergugu.
Or a Boogara. We just want to get a lay of the land to see how many skeptics are with us, how many believers, because at the end of the episode, we're also going to put a poll up to ask you if the place is haunted or not, and the differences.
I drew that, by the way.
The differences. Oh, good. Yeah, he did draw that.
That was me.
Something I personally would not take credit for. But,
we're going to switch the actual logo of the show to this one, I think. It's pretty good, right?
Sure. It's very good.
That's pretty good.
I would put it on my fridge if... I wouldn't do that, actually. It's a pretty bad drawing.
If I were your baby boy.
If you were my baby boy with that 6'4" with a mustache. That is correct.
Papa!
Oh my God, no more uppies. Please, no more uppies. Let's talk a little bit about Heritage Square Museum for a sec before we get into some questions. A fun location, many locations. In fact, some of the locations that we investigated, we actually ended up cutting out of the episode, but you will have them for the extended version over on Watcher TV. And we were joined by two guests this episode.
That's
Sasha, the docent there, and then we also had, of course, Kelsey Davies, the psychic.
Kelsey Davies, the psychic.
Come on, man.
That's what she's a medium, she's a psychic. What ain't she? You know, she's got ghosts out the wazoo, right?
I was gonna, yeah, sure. I usually will ask you what was your favorite thing about this investigation, but I think I'm going to rephrase that to, what do you remember from this investigation, Shane?
That's actually maybe what we should do from now on.
For you, yes.
I remember there was a building with colorful windows.
What are you, a toddler?
What?
There was a building with colorful windows.
They were stunning.
They were good. The church.
Yeah, I took a picture of that. It was a very cool location. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of buildings. Different houses. There was a kitchen.
Okay.
The Octagon house was very scary.
There we go. Yep.
Sasha was very funny.
Very funny.
It's always funny to talk to, because I think experienced this with the King Opera House as well. when we sort of talk to the caretaker or the docent or the staff member, especially when they're Gen Z, bring a very funny energy to the whole.
That's right.
You know?
And Sasha...
We're bridging the generational gap.
That's right.
We're reaching out a hand and saying, please forgive us.
Sasha had mentioned that too. Sasha had said that there had been a previous ghost show that had come to the property, and maybe the vibe wasn't vibing as much.
Is that so?
That is
Who
so.
was it?
I can't say. That's between Sasha
I
and
think I know what.
That's
I think I know what.
You could theorize in the chat. I'm pulling a Rebecca Ferguson right now.
Well, you're pulling a Rebecca Ferguson?
Yeah.
What does she do?
Remember she said the interview, she had like somebody made her cry on set and they were like, who is it? And everyone was trying to figure it out. And there's like, who follows her or who does she?
I didn't know
who
that.
follows her that she doesn't follow back, that kind of thing.
Who could be mean to Fergie? Rose the Hat.
I don't know. People have theorized. People that might think it might be Smiance Menolds. That's the guy. He rhymes with that name. Anyways, let's get into some pre-selected questions right now. We have Ashley. For debrief, you guys seem to have one ball that likes to go off consistently. She's talking about our cat balls. Our ghost investigation tools. Would you consider numbering them to see if it's the same one that goes off through different locations / episodes?
Smart.
That is very smart, and I'm going to do that. It's like a really good idea, honestly. If it is, maybe it's just a malfunctioning one. If not, pretty cool evidence. P.S. Shane's Estes method was hilarious. Love you guys. Thanks for making us laugh and entertaining us over the years. Thank you guys for watching over the years. I'm happy we can make it.
We appreciate that.
No, that's a very good idea. I will say we've had 2 that seem to go off, and I can't tell if, yeah, you're right, I can't tell if
We should number them.
we should number them.
Ashley's right.
That's a really good idea. I will literally get to doing that right before we go off to hunt, because we're about to go shoot 4 eps.
It's not. We are about to go shoot 4 eps. It's nice to ride out these tools.
Yes.
And use them in a way that creates drama and excitement for the show, just long enough for someone to say, hey, maybe you should do this. And then we do it and we're like, oh yeah, I guess it's bullshit, Then, so at least we've gotten a few seasons out of the cat balls, riding those cat balls hard and putting them back wet.
That's right. That's right. What stock do you put into?
None. I don't know what were you gonna say.
A cat ball.
Nothing.
So if it moves on its own, you're just thinking, oh, it's a
ball.
It's a ball.
Yeah, it's a ball.
What if it was a cube?
Yeah, a cube is certainly different.
Well, I mean, if it was a cat cube and it like moved a little bit and it lit up, or if it just lit up and it didn't you couldn't visibly see it move, would you be intrigued by that, or would you simply think it's a malfunction?
I think more so, but also these things are not made well. They're for cats.
Insulting.
They're for cats.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think they take pride in their work, not the cats, of course.
No,
but
I don't
the
think they
person who
do.
made the
It's
cat
an
ball.
industry. Look, I've bought plenty of cat toys for my cats. My one cat, who's doing great. But it's not an industry known for quality. You just shove those things full of catnip and the cheapest electronics you can find.
Shots fired. Well, let's move on to another question.
Okay,
How about that?
Thank you,
Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley. Next question. This is from Catlin. Meow. From
So stupid. Great. Keep going. I liked it. It was good.
For whatever it's worth, I liked Kelsey a lot. No complaints there.
Look, the comment section was divided between.
Did they think I hated
some
Kelsey?
people? No, some people like Kelsey as the psychic, and some people don't like it. And I think it's just it's.
I think that's even true way back in the day on Unsolved when we had AJ on that episode. Some people were like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah,
we were like, "He's a nice guy," maybe making it all up.
It was a little weird that you were the one commenting, "Fuck this guy."
Look, I made a lot of burner accounts. I did what I had to do. I like Kelsey a lot. I think it's fun to shake up the format with guests of all kinds, and Kelsey had a good sense of humor about the guys and what they were doing. If you can roll with the daddy of it all, you are welcome into the Ghost Files family, in my opinion. In other news, the boy's opera voices damn near did me in. Skull emoji.
You had a pretty good opera voice.
Did I?
Yeah.
What did it sound like?
Yeah, it sounded just like that. It was pretty good. There's a shot in the episode of you zooming in of Mammy while doing the opera voice, and when I was leaving notes on the episode, it made me laugh really hard. So well done.
You always, sometimes I guess I don't remember doing any opera voices whatsoever in this episode. But especially because there's a location elsewhere in the season where it would be more fitting for us to do opera voices. An opera house, if you will.
And you didn't do it.
No, we didn't do a lot there.
No, we certainly didn't. But I think this is a good place to just open up a forum about, maybe not Kelsey's. Kelsey's a lovely person. I believe she's a psychic. You don't believe she's a psychic. I believe
she believes she's a psychic. I believe she's convinced herself that she is a psychic or medium.
Well, I guess this is just an opportunity for you to have the ear of everybody. What do you think of, what does the final say about psychics?
As a person who generally believes that people, it gets harder and harder, but believes that people are good and, not lying, and, I try to believe the best in people, right? So I think in the case of someone like Kelsey, she does believe herself to be a psychic and a medium. I don't think she's overtly lying about it, is my point. And that's why at the same time, it gets very difficult for me to be like, you're full of shit, because then it feels like I'm almost bullying them. There's a fine line, she's sort of using it for entertainment and is a very seemingly compassionate person and goes to these places and learns things and talks to people, and that's cool. I think obviously when it's like psychics who are charging people to talk to them about their dead relatives and stuff, that's where I'm like, this feels gross and you may be a charlatan,
I see.
I don't think that's the case with her. So it's tough. I of course, in this episode, it's very exemplary that I talk a big game outside, and then when I get face to face with a person, it's just who I am. It's hard. I want to be friends with people, and like talking to people and not making them feel bad.
Well, you have a tight rope to walk, because people in the comments are like, Shane is being too accepting and nice of these psychics or
Illinois,
or paranormal investigators that come on, and then you're like, you know what? Maybe I will have to give someone the business. This episode, you made a proclamation that you were going to be giving. I know,
and the thing is like those are always days apart too. Like we'll be in the studio talking about the location, and I'll be like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is fucking stupid.
And
these
you
people
see
are liars.
You're like, hi, Kelsey.
And
nice
then
to
like
meet you. I'm
a
Shane.
week later, we'll be at the location. We're settling in. We're meeting people. We're talking with people, and then I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you. I don't know. Oh yeah, like I forgot that I was like, I'm really gonna give her the business. So yeah, call me out for that. I don't really care. It's just, at the end of the day, I'm kind of a sweetie when I meet people. I'm not a combative person. I think
it's also funny to have people call you out for like, you weren't mean enough.
I know.
Be meaner.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it came down to it, and Kelsey was like, if we had a conversation that was explicitly like, do you believe in this? Do you think I'm telling the truth? Then I would be like, I mean, frankly, I don't believe in it. And I may believe that you think that you're this, but I don't actually believe that you're capable of talking to ghosts or seeing ghosts.
One quick
it came down to it.
Pointed question though.
Yes.
Kelsey were to say something that she could never know, would not be on the internet, and
I would be willing to bet $500 that she could not do that.
I mean,
okay, $40.
Okay, well, I mean, it's less. I think it would be compelling, but I believe her, so that's that, I suppose. Okay, we got goalposts up.
Our poll results are in.
Oh, we got a Shaniac heavy episode.
It's a Shaniac heavy episode. Ryan, you got a tough hill to climb here.
45% Bugar is 54%
Looks like we got 45
Shaniacs.
to 54%. Obviously, there's some decimal points there.
Yeah,
to fill in
that are
last
probably
gap.
accounted for.
What is that other 1%?
Yeah, the 1%ers they call them.
That's right.
But I do think at the end,
Taylor
perhaps.
Swift.
Come on now, man. No, but I do think at the end it'll be interesting. I'm going to say this right now. If we ask the question, do you think this place is haunted, and it is a yes by any percentage, that means
again,
you've lost some Shania.
That's a feather in your cap, certainly.
It would be
a little macaroni up there.
I'm running out of room on my cap.
So yes, I think that's a very interesting thing to discuss. It would be fun to have. I would love to bring a psychic, maybe onto the podcast.
That would be great.
To have them try and guess stuff.
Well, I mean, psychic, that would be different than a mind reader, though.
No.
Right?
Oh, mind reading, I guess, is telepathy. Is that not the same as
I feel like Kelsey wouldn't be able to like say a sentence that you're about to say every time you're about to say it. That would be kind of cool.
I guess I don't know the difference.
Either way, let's move to another question because this is going to spiral out of control. Let's give the floor over to Julia Ackerman. Even as a believer, I am still very skeptical of people claiming to be a psychic. Oh, okay, so this is more about... So we'll just...
They're full of shit.
We'll read this out. I have watched Kelsey's content before, and she seems like a sweet person.
Yeah, she does.
Be honest about what she's experiencing.
Yeah, she doesn't know she's full of shit.
No, come on, man. I don't think so.
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt.
You just said you... Okay, whatever, sure. Let's go back to the question. That being said, I am unsure how much validity having psychic guests lends to the evidence and overall credibility of the show. I would be interested in Ryan and Shane's ultimate opinion and experience after interacting with her purely as a medium. Again, just quick reiteration before we get to the next question. There was nothing there that made me feel like she's lying. I mean, I guess there was times when she was like, I'm seeing something right there. I can't see it from my own eyes, so I can't verify it. So I'm going to say I just believe her in that moment. And I guess that's where the delineation is of being a believer and a skeptic. In that moment, you're not going to take that leap of faith.
Yeah, I'm going, what is she talking about?
That's fair.
That's what I'm doing.
I think that's fair.
Like, okay,
yeah. That is fair. Well, let's move to another question really quick here.
Sure.
This comes from Tyra, and this is our first clip of the episode. The first whisper sounds like Sasha for sure. Now, just to cue this up a little bit.
Don't most whispers sound like Sasha?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Like anytime anyone does a fake whisper, it's always...
I guess that I didn't realize whispers are very Sasha-like. Yeah. But Sasha, of course, the docent who we talked to over at Heritage Square Museum, when we first entered the Octagon house, we caught an EVP as we were walking through one of the doorways. Let's take a look at that clip right now.
Now, once again, my name is Ryan. These are my friends. Now, once again, my name is Ryan. These are my friends.
All right, yeah. So we're hearing a Sasha there.
I think it does sound like Sasha, and Tyra was not the only person to point this out. This was a lot of the comments were pointing out this particular moment, if I really don't believe I'm hearing the words that I'm hearing, I more often than not will opt to put just whisper or unintelligible because I don't want to lead the witness, so to speak.
You should have a pool of like 500 people that you send these out to and say, what do you hear? And not, lead the witness at all.
Yeah.
See what results come in. And you should do that for every bit of evidence in every episode.
And I think what I should do is I should go to a supermarket, pick up a phone book, and then just flip open a random page, put my finger down, and that's the number I'll call. And I'll be like, hello. And then it'll probably
just some random
it'll probably
bastard.
Be some like window cleaning business or something.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, very good. I'm not interested in windows. What do you hear right now? And they'll be like, what? And then I'll play it over and over again, and I'll get a real answer.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not getting anybody who they don't even know what they're hearing.
So they pick up the phone. They hear Sasha, 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 Sasha. And they go, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
Answer my funny little question.
Exactly. That's exactly. And I think I'll get accurate information there.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that next time on Ghost Files Debrief. But
you could receive a call from Ryan Bergara.
That's true. If you have your name in the yellow pages, which I think those still exist, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I hope
so. For businesses.
Yeah. I tied them to the bottom of my shoes to reach the pedals of my car.
Did you really?
So I hope they still exist because mine are getting a little worn. You know what I mean?
You still do that?
I still do that. Just like Bucky Barnes, except he was putting
newspaper
in
to fill that whole damn shoe up.
It got awkward on first date.
Yeah, to fill that whole damn shoe
Let's
up.
move to another question. Let's go to, who are we going to right now?
Let's see. This is from Rabbit Ears Music.
Nice.
Where is the orange beanie? What happened?
I like how you accent like Batman. I honestly don't know. I lost it.
You fully lost it.
I thought maybe I'd find it in the office before we moved offices. I thought I'd find it at my house. I have not found it. So my guess is I must have somehow left it in some of the many hotels, or one of the many hotels that we've been in, rather. It's very sad, but we do have a custom orange Ghost Files beanie now, which I am now wearing. So
no, you're not.
Well, not Nash. Oh, you're very.
He's
funny,
a liar.
Funny guy.
Maybe you believe you're wearing it,
funny
but you're
guy.
not.
Funny guy, dude. I'm wearing it. Let's go to another question.
Karajubu.
Karajubu.
Karajubu. I don't mind the psychic in the ep, even though I don't believe any of that or any of what she said she was seeing because she was fun. I also think it's great to have believers on the show because it shows how dramatized and faked some of the other shows / content creators are.
Interesting.
Like the most exciting thing that might happen with one of the guests is a knock or the REM pod going off or something interesting on the Estes method. And that's why I respect this show so much and also just find it very funny and enjoyable. Because you guys don't dramatize anything. In the vein of what Shane said, if you think you've seen ghosts or have evidence, come on Ghost Files, because you will not be able to fake anything with the boys there. That's
fair.
right.
That was both a compliment and an insult, because it's like, you guys don't get enough.
You don't got the goods.
for us to believe it's a fake show. But I do think that there does seem to be a common denominator when it comes to not getting a bevy of evidence. And like, so you could have anybody, like if somebody on their channel is getting loads of it, and then they come on our channel and they aren't getting
I
as
genuinely
much.
don't think people will come on our show because we're not. I know we talked about this a lot last week. We talked about this on the podcast. I don't want to toot our own horn too much. We don't need to like relitigate this constantly. I just don't think people will take the bait on that. It's not even bait. It's just like we're throwing down the gauntlet here. And
it's fair.
I think people make shit up all the time. Or they exaggerate, and
sure.
We're just not interested in that. We've never been. We will give you boring episodes before we give you fake
It's
shit.
true. I mean, Kelsey has some good evidence on her channel. She came on the channel. So.
Yeah, but also when she was on the show, I saw nothing that I was like, okay, she got something that we normally wouldn't have. It was just a person being like, yeah, I see ghosts all over the place. And we're like, cool. Can you take a picture of them? Or
it's possible that we could be the cooler. We could be like the cooler for ghost evidence.
I wouldn't mind being the cooler.
You kind of are.
I'm the cooler, baby. Oh, you said...
You are.
Do you want to tease that?
That you're the cooler.
Well, because Savannah...
Yeah, well, we'll save that for later.
All right. Well, you have a very exciting...
Three-part episode
coming up this fall.
I'm very excited for you guys to see it.
Stay tuned for another poll, because once we've sort of gathered all the evidence and talked about it a little bit more, we'll be putting up a poll to ask if you, noting all that we've discussed, think this location was haunted or not.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Let's go to a couple more questions here. Mary Beth Walter says, for debrief, I don't believe the Estes method is really ghosts talking from beyond the grave, although Mammy is an aggressive flirt. Leave, come, make up your mind, lady. However, when have you been the most entertained by what the Estes method / Ovilus produced? My husband and I haven't laughed this hard at a Ghost Files episode in forever. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season brings. Thank you, Mary. For me, because you really only get a sense of that when you are the one hearing the responses later. Or I guess I always enjoy it more when Shane is the one that is not plugged in. Because,
when I'm not plugged in?
Yeah, because then you are forced to investigate and try and make logical sense of the conversation that's happening. But I have found that you've had some pretty compelling conversations. Ones that come to mind, the Whole House, where you fought a ghost. I remember that episode, leaving notes and editing that one, and the camera was shaking because Mark was laughing.
He's giggling.
And then in this particular episode, you arguing with Mammy was really fun. Do you remember that at all? How frustrated you got?
Was this in a solo?
Yeah, no. It was an Estes method. I had the headphones on. You were in the Perry house where it said that Mammy is, and she refused to give you her name.
Well, it's a combo of like being frustrated with, talking to nothing, but then also the duration of those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just go on for 20, 30 minutes.
Well, when you're the one that's not in the headphones, you could control that. But when I am the one that's asking the question...
Oh, I'm allowed to stop it?
You're the one who taps me, right?
I usually wait for someone to go like, all right, that's good.
Oh, no, wait, I don't know if I should give you that power, because we're only going to do like 2 minutes.
No, yeah, okay, good to know. Good to know.
Lately, when I've been the one asking the questions and you've been plugged in, I've been going for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just because we usually get really good stuff. But this next season, I am working on. I've just purchased some equipment to try and MacGyver a way for myself to record what the spirit box is saying while you're listening to it.
Oh, so they can hear the actual audio that we're hearing?
So that, like, maybe, I don't know how I would lay it in line in the episode. That might be tough, but, like, maybe on, like, Watcher TV, I could, like, put the spirit box audio and you laid over in that
Or
clip.
if there's, like, a particularly convincing one.
Yeah, and then we could play the replay of the spirit box. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that for a long time. I'm happy, and I've never mentioned it.
I think what I'm going to do is I bought an aux cable. I'll plug it into my MacBook, and then I think I should be able to record it that way, especially if I have a splitter that could then go...
Splitter.
Would go for the headphones to you and MacBook.
Splitter.
I don't know. I have to test it. The equipment is on the way.
He takes his job seriously. Often.
All the time.
We're going to be putting up a poll right now,
Yeah.
and this is going to take you through to the end of the episode, and we encourage you to vote. This poll is now active. Is this location haunted or nar? That's the question.
That's good. One more pre-recorded one, and then we will get to the live questions. So thank you guys for your patience here. Let's get to one more pre-recorded question. Thank you for you folks for commenting on Watcher TV.
This is from Hank430.
Nice.
Could you all test other earthly possibilities? Like for the fog ghost.
That was the fog that was over Kelsey's shoulder in,
Yeah.
in the Hale house.
It looks like it could have been made by a headlight reflecting off of a mirror in the room or a neighboring room with clear line of sight. It would be great if while you're in the space to look around and try to identify an IRL reason that could possibly explain the ghost. Could you all try to do it with your flashlights reflecting off the mirrored surfaces in that room and or outside of it? There were quite a few. It adds legitimacy to sightings that are tested via earthly explanation first. Then you can all test spooky equipment next. Hank, music to my ears, baby.
I think you, like I have my utility belt with my toys, as you call them, or tools, as I call them. You should have a utility belt with actual tools, like a mini leveler.
A gun.
Okay.
No, I don't know. A knife, a level.
A laser pointer to see if you could get reflections to behave, or I don't know.
Some kind of thing I can use to detect mold.
When would that come?
Rat drop. Mold makes people,
I see.
That would be boring, though, I think.
No, I don't think so. I think it would be fun to debunk things. I enjoy debunking things as a believer.
The whole... I understand where Hank's coming from, because I agree, like, there are... I've always said, if you're sleeping in a tent and you wake up the next morning and there's hoof prints outside, it's being like, well, prove that that's not a unicorn. And it's like, okay, it's probably a horse. I
don't know if that's the same as hearing...
It's a perfect metaphor.
I don't think it's the same as hearing a voice in a room that's completely empty, though.
But my point is, there's always a million explanations that make sense before it's a ghost. And it's really not on, the burden of proof is not on someone proving that it's not a ghost. The burden of proof is on you to prove it is a ghost. And if your only proof is, I heard something in that room, then that's not good.
I mean, if I
Or I saw something weird on this video, it's like, okay, that's not good.
But if I catch a camera, like video footage of something that's like...
You got your work even more cut out for you now with all the AI bullshit.
That's true.
You're going to have spooky bullshit everywhere. It's just going to be a bunch of made up shit.
Oh, you mean like on like across YouTube?
Yeah.
I see. Well, I mean that doesn't concern me.
This all sucks
That
now.
doesn't concern me. I'm never going to have to look at that.
This show's good. Ghost
all
File's
I have
good.
to worry about is what I capture.
Yeah.
And
I know.
yes, it may not be that much, but I do capture some stuff that I find compelling.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's compelling. It's not proof.
God damn it. All right, let's get to some live questions here. Let's hop right into the chat. We're going to go over to... oh, wait, did I get somebody's name wrong earlier? Mary Beth Walter's name? Yeah, okay.
I think you did say the wrong name earlier, yes.
I did, okay. So this is Mary Beth Walter now, I believe?
Like Foundation. Mary Beth Walter's talking about Foundation.
Gotcha.
Jared Harris doing incredible work on that show.
For Ryan, as someone who has trypophobia, did the Octagon house scare you? I thought trypophobia is the fear of the little like honeycomb, kind of like...
The little holes.
Like the holes.
Yeah.
So the Octagon is just one big hole. I guess
Are
like
you afraid
the shape
of big holes?
No.
You don't... So many holes scare you, but if you see one hole, that doesn't scare you?
It's a green light. No, so the Octagon house did not scare me. What scared me was that
there
place.
anything in the Octagon that had a trypophobic sort of look to it? I don't think so,
I don't
right?
think so. The thing about that place was Sasha was talking about how the linoleum floors made a certain distinct noise when people would walk over them and they'd hear footsteps. That and the hoarder room was also pretty scary. And the fact that there was no wallpaper and exposed floorboards and stuff like that. That's scary, but like not so much the shape
was a cool building.
The shape of the house.
It was a cool building.
It was a cool building.
I'd live in the Octagon.
I wouldn't.
I'd gussy it up a little bit.
I was about to say, why not walk across the street if you have your pick of the litter there and just go to a house that's fully furnished?
I didn't like those other
and has
houses.
wallpapers.
I did
and
not.
beds.
I did not like those.
Okay, well, I would not pick the Octagon. You could live in the Octagon. Let's go to another question here. You want to take the second question here?
This is from Musharraf Ahmed. Question for the boys. Have you guys ever had any weird nightmares after a ghost hunt? You've covered this before. You have nightmares all the time, right?
I do have.
His life is a nightmare.
That's true. I have nightmares more often than I have dreams, I'll tell you that. But I don't think any of that has to do with ghost hunts. I think that comes to my own twisted mind palace. But Shane, do you have nightmares ever after a ghost hunt?
No, I had one the other day that I was in a hotel room and someone burst in and was crawling around the room on all fours. I talked about it on the podcast. I don't know if it'll get cut. It was an exciting story, but and it's the only time this has ever happened, but Sarah heard me going, no, 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 and she woke me up.
Yeah.
And I woke up, and as soon as I saw her, I was so happy
punched
because
her.
I was like, you saved me. You took me out of my horrible nightmare.
I would never want to wake somebody up from a nightmare. I'd be scared they would like whack me.
They don't do that. I did that to Sarah once too. It's weird that we've both done this once, but there was one time in the middle of the night where Sarah was going like trying to scream, and I was like, Jesus. So I like shook her, and then she just was like, what is it? And I was like, were you having a nightmare? And she was like, no.
Unnerving.
And then she like fell back asleep with a smile on her face. I was like, that was the weirdest thing that's ever
That was
happened.
crazy. I've had only one weird nightmare after the Sally house, but I've told that story plenty of times, so we won't cover that ground because
Track it down.
It's very well tread ground.
Come to Ghost Files Live sometime.
Okay, let's go to another question from Ramirez. Thank you for joining us here live. I noticed that the ghost only became irritable after Shane sang. Have you ever considered trying to align/feed into the ghost's interests to get them to interact more? Yeah, this is something that I think about all the time. I mean, another word for that would be a trigger object. I guess this would be a specialized trigger object, because I guess trigger object can fall under the description of something that is meaningful to that person or something that they at least were familiar with, maybe not something that they liked. But yeah, I mean, when we talked to Big Dick Tom over in the Hill House, we tried to gamble with him because he liked gambling, and we also bent over because he liked fingering people's buttholes. So we gave him two of his hobbies. He participated.
Was that in New York? That house? Is that where that was?
No, that was in Texas.
Oh, why am I not? Oh, Haunted Hill House.
Yes,
sorry,
that's
okay,
right.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes.
then he didn't do either of those things. Two opportunities to partake in his hobbies, and he did none of them.
No.
Perfectly good set of cards, perfectly set of good buttholes. So he did neither of those, and then that's just an example that, for obvious reasons, popped up into my mind. But yeah, that is something that we try and play into. I think, I forget which location it was in particular, but there was a ghost that liked dancing to music in a ballroom, so I played some royalty-free music at that place to try and get them to dance.
Rolling Hills
Asylum. Yeah, I believe we were talking to a very tall ghost there.
Very cold.
It was very cold.
Is there anything out of the next crop of episodes? We're going to be heading out in the next month or so to 4 very exciting locations.
The next episode.
Are there any things in them that feel like we're going to try to cater to the ghosts in some way?
Well, he's referring to the 4 episodes we're shooting for the next crop of Ghost Files episodes, not the ones that are airing.
Well, sure, even those. Yeah, what do you got?
But the ones that's
anything you can tease?
Well, the episode that's coming out next week, we are going to King Opera House.
Yes.
And there is a ghost there, or the spirits there are said to respond to plays on stage. And so Shane, in the moment, on his phone, pulled up a play that was performed at that actual playhouse.
Is that why they did it?
Yeah.
Is that why we did it?
They
did it. Speaking of third person.
and then so we
did some Dr. Faustus.
We very poorly performed Faust.
Yeah.
And it did. Well, you'll see. It's a fun.
I remember reading too much Faust out loud. I was like, how long are we going to read Faust?
I mean, it seemed to work. So yes, we do try to do this. when we can.
Carlisle, for Debrief.
Always good to see you.
Shane, since there have been various guests on the show, all who have believed in ghosts, which guest would you invite on who doesn't believe in them? Can be a fellow content creator or just a friend. I think we need some Shaniac balance.
You've mentioned before that having two skeptics would be insufferable.
People probably wouldn't like it. I mean, maybe if you had someone and I had someone, but I think even giving anyone for me to bounce off of, that'd be rough.
I will say that when we were at Midsummer Scream this past month, or whenever you're watching this was in July or early August, I recall. We had a live show there, so thank you to everybody who came out to that. But one of the things that was suggested was we bring our wives on a ghost hunt. Because Mari a believer, Sarah a skeptic, and they both have similar reactions to this kind of stuff that we do. In the sense that you and Sarah are simpatico and Mari and I are very similar. And I thought it would be funny to do a Valentine's Day episode. And the Winchester Mystery House was there at our panel. And after came up to me and they were like,
did they say that?
And they were like, we'd love to host you for that. So if you guys would be interested in seeing a Valentine's Day episode back at the Winchester, I know we've done that place a lot, but that feels to me like a really good spot to do it at because it's not too scary where Mari will have a heart attack, but it is still scary. There's a whimsy to it though that I think is a little more comforting than taking Mari to the Velisca axe murder house or something like that.
That'd be funny.
They would not
Mari, 24 hours alone.
Yeah, sure. That's a one-way ticket. If not for her, then for me. She'll leave me in a
and I guess out of all the places, the Winchester is probably the place where you can revisit it because it's a lot to. I mean, out of all the places we've been, it's the only place we've been to 3 times now.
First episode of Ever Unsolved. Second time to revisit for Unsolved. Third time for the Haunted Mansion episode.
The Brandon. Yes.
So this would be the 4th time.
And I remember the 3rd time we were there because you went another time.
I went a separate time for the
stream.
Discovery Channel, and I actually heard like a disembodied piano there, which was crazy.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't able to vet that, so I'm not so sure about that one.
But I remember our 3rd time there, I was like, I know this place. And then I did my solo, and I was like, I don't know how to get out of here.
I'm pretty confident that may be the only place we've been multiple times where I'm confident that we have not seen the entire building.
Yes, that's probably true.
Just because it's such a huge building.
It's crazy.
There's so many, and there's actually new rooms that are being discovered. So I
what?
Think yeah.
What do you mean?
They are discovering new rooms in that place still.
I don't buy that. Where?
Look it up.
Really?
Yeah, they're like they're not like they're hidden in like walls and stuff, because she was doing funny little stuff.
Rooms.
You could look it up, folks. Somebody back me up in the chat here. You could
That's crazy.
You could look this up. There are new rooms there. I believe the room count last time I checked was somewhere in maybe this number's way off. I thought it was like 150 or something like that. But
that's nutty.
Yeah, we could just go to rooms we haven't been to before. Obviously, we'll do the hits too, but I'd love to go back into that place if you guys think that would be a good idea. So let us know. Or if you have a better venue that you think would be better for a Valentine's Day ep, maybe one that has Valentine's vibes or something, a romantic place that's haunted, maybe like the Stanley Hotel or something.
Stanley's nice.
That would be nice. It'd be hard to shut it all down. Hotels are tough because we can't shut the whole hotel down usually.
No, we should show up just in our ghost gear and walk in and say, shut this place down. Shut it down.
Show up, like brandish.
This is on order from the governor. Shut this
really
down.
Quick. Ghost Files PD. We're coming here. We need this whole place locked
Can you
down.
fucking read?
And we'll have.
This says Ghost Files.
Yeah, we'll have Matt and Meredith putting caution tape around the hotel. Just like treat it very official. I wonder how long it would take before
Get a bunch of zip ties on our belt.
That's right. Tie up the hotel staff. Sure. But yeah, if there's any other place that you think would be better for a Valentine's Day app, let us know. But for now, I guess that does it for this episode of Ghost Files.
Not so fast.
Oh, no, wait, no, yeah, that's right. We have the poll.
Our polls are closing. The numbers are coming in.
Is this house
the
haunted?
Poll is completed. Let's take a look at the results. It's giving spooky. That's a yes, this place is haunted. That is at a...
Ooh, boy.
29%.
Look, this is not a good showing for us. This
Nothing has ever been less haunted at a 70%. Shaniac Nation, rise!
Yeah, well, I think we probably...
White people shouldn't yell that much.
Yeah.
I got a little too passionate
That's
there.
right, you need to
I didn't
simmer
like it.
30%.
I can't talk about a nation rising.
No, yeah, that's good.
While flailing my arms around.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be in a fucking a montage of some sort.
But yes, well, that's a joy to see that.
Look, you needed the W last season when we did these live.
I didn't need the W.
You did.
I didn't need the W.
Sure. Last season when we did these live debriefs, pretty much a landslide victory for the Bugaras. I think you won one.
I don't know about landslide.
It was pretty. I mean,
well, just wait till we go to the King Opera House, buddy.
it was almost a sweep.
Wasn't a sweep.
Brought the brooms out.
No
baby.
sweep. No
Bringing
sweep.
them out. Bringing them up.
No sweep.
Well, sweeping your ass up. We'll see what happens though next episode, and I think I have an idea how we'll go, to be honest.
So can you tease the next episode of Ghost Files?
I can. King Opera House, back in Arkansas, and this was a really, really fun, ornate place. We do some goofy ass things in this place to try and get these ghosts riled up.
We've
And
long wanted to go to like a big theater.
a big theater. I think you guys will enjoy the ep, but we will see you not next Friday, but the Friday after for another live debrief. I believe you won't be here.
I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be on vacation. But
but
Ryan will be
I will
here
be
alone, or maybe he'll have a friend. I don't know. Maybe he'll have a ghost friend.
I'll have 2 weeks to make a friend.
That's right. Good luck.
If not, I can ask my wife.
Sure.
And she's like, we're not friends. But that does it for this episode of Ghost Files Debrief. Again, thank you for supporting us over here on Watcher TV and watching this live telecast. And if you're over there on YouTube, thank you for supporting us over there and watching this debrief. You can sign up for a free trial to come join us for the next live debrief when it comes around. It's a fun time. We can answer your questions. And it's a great time.
I have a great time. I love doing the lives. This is great. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hello there. If you enjoyed that episode of Ghost Files, make sure you head over to Watcher TV where you could get Ghost Files episodes 1 month early, as well as ad-free episodes, extended versions, and live debriefs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business.
I mean, this is it.
Yeah, if you want to see desperation behind my eyes of like, well,
At a certain point, I was just like running around the space, right? I was just sort of
I can't
galloping.
recall. I think I blocked it out.